Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Sri Juliananda Anas, Semester 4, English Literature. I want to present my project, Translation, a Historical Perspective. So, the first is writing the subject of translating go far back in record history. And this the picture is, and then more specially Charles Turner in After Babel 1975 divides the literature on the theory, practice, and history of translation into four periods which extend from Cicero to the present, albeit their overlap and loosely chronological structure. And this period start with the Romans, and the second, translated documents were discovered in the 3rd and the 2nd millennium BC in ancient Egypt and in Iraq. And it extends from the statement of Cicero and Heresy on translation up to publication of Alexander Fraser Tetrarch essay on the principles of translation in 1791. It is perhaps the longest period, as it covers a span of some 17,000 years. The main characteristic of this period is that of immediate empirical focus, i.e., the statement, the end theories from the practical work of translating. But Horace and Cicero, in their remarks on translation, make an important distinction between word-for-word translation and sense-for-sense translation. The underlying principle of enriching the native language and literature through translation leads to stress the aesthetic criteria of the TL product of the translation language product, rather than the more ranked notion of fidelity. Horace, in his Art of Poetry, wars against overcation, imitation of the source model, and slavish interlimes. The second period, 40s of the 20th century. The period, according to Steiner, runs up to the 40s of the 20th century. It is characterized as a period of theory and hermeneutic inquiry with the development of a vocabulary and methodology of approaching translation. Hermeneutics is an interpretive approach developed by German Romantics and named after the Greek word hermeneuin, meaning to understand. The third period, this period which is the shortest as it extends to less than 3 decades, start with the publication of the first papers on machine translation on the 1940s years, and is characterized by the introduction of structural and applied linguistic contrastive studies in morphology and syntax, among others, which help the translator identify similarities and differences between NL and FL and communication theory into the study of translation. The fourth period, or the last period, and This the picture, the last period. Scopus theory. Scopus theory is another theory which was developed in Germany in the late 19 and 70 years. It reflects as if from predominantly linguistic and rather formal theories to a more functionally and culturally oriented concept of translation. Translation computerization era, or the five period. In this, the five period is marked with the third generation as the product corpus-based aphorisms, which seem to have gained popularity in the early 1990 years. It employs a reference corpus of TTS and STS, particularly statistical based aphorisms which use algorithm to match the new TL segment with the built-in source language segments and their equivalents contained in the corpus. To compute the possibility the corpus-based translation language equivalent are valid translation language segments for the new text to be translated. Arab theorization. Two methods of translation had been adopted. The first, associated with Yohanna ibn al-Batrik and Ibn Naima al-Himsi, was highly literal and consists of translating its Greek word with equivalent Arabic word. But when there is no equivalent, the Greek word is adopted. This method, as in all literal translation, was not successful, so that many of their translations were later revised by Hunayn ibn Ishaq, with whom the second method was associated, which exercise translating sense for sense. And then the last from this contemporary status of translation theory. To sum up, translation history is rich in events. Its era is characterized by the birth of new theories and methods of translation. It is true that the Western history of translation is richer than that of Arabs, but no one can deny the translation in the Arab countries is improving day by day, especially with the great efforts of Arab academia in the domain.